So, lads, earlier today, we saw that 2K had come out with Endgame Michael Jordan. But now, the headliner, lads. The headliner, the real GOAT. The real GOAT. 2K, I didn't want to say this myself. We know that MJ's not the headliner, he's the first player. So we know that the headliner, the real GOAT. The man, the myth, the legend, LeBron James. LeBron James. So we got 3 Miami LeBrons, a couple of Cleveland Brons, and no Lakers Brons. That's a really weird one. I just realized there, obviously with the sound, sorry, there was no music. Wait, there are 2? So that means there's going to be 2 Western Conference players next Tuesday. Or next Friday. It means one of these days is going to be 2 Western Conference players. There's 2 Eastern Conference players today. And there's no Lakers LeBron James. That's odd. That is odd. So, we have got right here. We have got endgame small forward point guard LeBron. We got endgame small forward power forward LeBron. Probably the small forward point guard is going to be getting set shot, or is going to get base 3 or set shot 25. Trying to look through. So it looks to me like if you want to run LeBron at small forward, the 75th is probably going to be the wave. It looks like the masked LeBron James. I do think the masked LeBron James is going to be cool. We already have a masked LeBron player building the game. I think that is going to be cool, getting another alter ego masked LeBron. I think that's probably going to be the wave if you want to run with the 2. But for me, I think Kawhi's position is kind of cemented at the 2 for most people. If you want to use Bron, he's your favorite player, be my guest. But I wonder what they do, because obviously you're gonna get an elite release. I wonder what they do with the invincible Bron. Do they give any of them X on base? Because like the issue with Bron is that he can't shoot from the corners on current gen, which means if you're on current gen, you're gonna want them playing the 2. You're gonna maybe want Kawhi playing the 3. You're gonna want LeBron playing the 2 on current gen. There's only one point guard version of Bron as well, so there's no out of position version of him. As well as that, there's like obviously the 2 end games, which is like, it's an interesting one. For me, it's an interesting one when you're looking at this LeBron James. Like, I think he could be a freaking beast. I don't think his end game is going to be as good as you think. I think you're going to probably, his best position for his end game is probably the 2, but he can't really play there. So I think you're probably going to want the small forward, power forward. What I think it's probably going to be a Giannis situation, where yeah, he has a point guard card, but you're probably not going to want the point guard version of him. The only thing with Bron is that, like, if you look at the LeBron James cards we have in this game, if you look at LeBron, he's not the greatest player in the world in terms of his cards he already has. So if they keep LeBron with all of his current SIGs, so let me show you guys what LeBron James looks like in game. So, like, if they go and they keep Bron with LeBron James on very quick, and I know they can still give him quick dribble style, which is something like, but the only thing is that even with quick dribble style, you've still got a few guys where you're like, okay, or a few things where you're like, okay, it's not great. Like LeBron's size, it might be the worst size in the entire game. I think there's an animation. Is it the LeBron spin? Or there's a LeBron animation that's the best of it in the game. I don't know what it is. I just remember people saying LeBron has... Is it even like a LeBron step back or something? But like LeBron's size was awful because he digs both his heels into the ground, which makes it extremely hard to burst out of it. He's got the Kawhi behind the back, which is fine. But if they make the shooting guard, point guard LeBron another version of this card, like this LeBron, he doesn't suck. Like, don't get me wrong, saying that LeBron sucks is objectively wrong. Saying that LeBron is a bad invincible is also correct. He's not really that great. He is not the greatest player in the world, and he's not a player that I will be that hyped on seeing in game. And even his end game, he doesn't move the fastest. He doesn't burst the fastest. It's not like he bursts slow. He just doesn't burst as fast as you would like from a guy like LeBron James. Like, you would honestly like him to be doing a lot more in terms of just offense. So I have a feeling that I think this is going to be the MJ day. I think it's going to be the MJ day. Obviously, we have all of these right here. We have this picture here showing off these. I think unless we see like a new size up on a LeBron, because he does dig his heels into the ground. That is a huge issue. He steps in from the corners on current gen. I can see these bronze being the best ones. Obviously, this is the first. Like, I think with Jordan, it's going to be a case of like there's no need to buy the end game. That like the other versions of him are going to be almost as good as the end game. That's what I think is going to happen with Michael Jordan. However, with LeBron, I think it's actually going to be the opposite. I think LeBron is going to be one of those ones where it's like his only good card is the end game, because I think they're going to give him a better behind the back. I think there's potential they give him a better size up, but he's still going to. I reckon he still keeps that LeBron James release. I hope they give at least one of the Mexican base. I hope they at least make his like dribbling interesting. Because the reason why I like Manu so much is that they made him like Manu is a unique player. He's got the tray fade with the Stevie. He's the only player with the Stevie size up in the tray fade. He's the only player with like he's got like endgame level dribble sigs with freaking Exum. I think Manu's him. And Manu's so damn fun. I love that Manu card. But the problem is that we already have a LeBron. We already know this is not the year for LeBron. However, I think he's going to be one of the few cards. The end game is significantly better. Like, this is all assuming they don't touch the SIGs on his normal cards, which they don't tend to do with these endgame drops. Like, Tracy McGrady, his endgame is great. His endgame really is great. Other players I like this are like Kobe and Shaq. So, like, Shaq's endgame is way better than either Shaq. Tracy McGrady's endgame is only slightly better than his normal card. Kawhi Leonard's endgame is only slightly better than his Mystic card. I'm trying to think who else came. Anthony Davis's endgame, for me, is not even as good as Anthony Davis' small forward card. I'm trying to think of who else is there that is very, very similar. Kevin Durant, his endgame is good, but is it that much better than his Invincible 2-guard card? I don't think so. Obviously, Kobe's a big difference. Magic Johnson's a huge difference, but like LaMelo Ball's endgame is a large difference. But like Taco's invincible over his endgame. His endgame is definitely better. It's like 5% better. Yao Ming's like maybe 10% better. Giannis's over this card here like 5% better. Whereas I think LeBron James is going to be the biggest gap between endgame and the rest that we have seen. I think LeBron James' endgame is highly likely the best small forward in the game. Whereas I personally don't believe that any of the other LeBron James are really going to make a team over just saying, oh, well, it's a LeBron James, I want to use LeBron. Don't get me wrong, if you're a LeBron James fan, like, I think LeBron James is the best player to ever pick up basketball. Because, again, I will say it time and time again. I think that his level of sustained greatness is something that in sports, and like, yeah, Tom Brady's done it, but Tom Brady doesn't play over 100 games a year. Like, we've never seen anything like it. We may never see anything like it again. But at the same time, we may never see anything like the peak that Jordan had, especially because he wasn't solely responsible, but he's a big reason why basketball as a sport is as big as it is today. So I understand both sides of the argument. I just think that LeBron, like, we probably will never see that again. But yeah, that is basically it. I don't think these 4 cards here on the right are going to be good. These 2 are going to be absolutely insane. Probably not the best point guard in the world because of the way he moves. But again, LeBron James. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.